Hey everyone, it is BS Radar time, hashtag BS Radar. I've got with me today Benjamin Dennehy. He is the UK's most hated sales trainer. G'day Benjamin, how are you today?
G'day Russ, I am very well. It's a beautiful morning here, autumnal as we say. It's an autumnal morning here in Britain. It's beautiful.
Lovely, lovely. Now, for those that don't know, basically what I do is I tap founders and leaders on the shoulder and I want to find out their one hot tip to smell out the BS in a job interview. If anyone follows Benjamin, you'll know he's got no time for BS. So I'm really keen to hear what this is. What have you got for us today, Benjamin? Go.
Okay, so I gave this a lot of thought because I do help companies recruit and often I'm involved in the process. And I'm pretty brutal because I think most interviews are too soft.
Yeah.
And the problem is most people are trying to hire someone they like. And I'm not looking for friends when I hire people. I'm looking for someone that can do the job. And so if the interview isn't tough, you never get to see the person as they'll be in the real world. Because this is a sales meeting. This how they behave right now under pressure with a senior decision maker who's going to make a decision with a lot of money, which a hire is.
Yep.
How they behave is how you respond to how I act and behave to you is going to be critical in what you're going to be like in the real world. It's a great way to see if this person is a talker, if they get defensive, if they get aggressive, if they get upset or easily rattled. So I deliberately make them tough because I want to see what the real person that I'm going to be hiring, not the slick, polished Tom Cruise, I practice for the interview look is. Yeah. So most sales jobs, not all. So if you don't have to do this, if you don't have to do any form of prospecting for the particular sales job, then this question won't apply. But this does apply because one of the questions you always ask people is, there's a lot of prospecting involved in this role. Would you have a problem with that? Every salesman says no.
No.
Lie through their teeth. Yeah? It's not until they're on payroll that you realize they're so scared of this little device called the telephone. Yeah. So what I do to test when people say they don't have a problem with telephone prospecting, I go, okay, what I'd like you to do is I want you to talk me through the structure of your prospecting call backwards.
Okay. Yep.
Now that's tough.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you structure a prospecting call? But I want you to do it backwards because if you can do it backwards, I know you know. Because if you asked me to do the alphabet backwards, I could do it. I'd have to think, but I know every letter in order.
Yeah.
So I say, talk me through it backwards. Most can't even do it frontwards.
Yeah.
And so I go, well, try frontwards then. So if somebody says to me, Benjamin, how do you do it backwards? I go, well, the call would end with me agreeing what will happen at the meeting. There's a few set words I use. Before that, I would have got them to invite me in. I never asked for the appointment. Before that, I would have done my emotional grinder, which is 6 questions designed to move someone from intellect to emotion. Before that, I would have got permission to talk for 1 more minute. Before that, I would have done a 30-second pitch in which I hook or have 3 pain hooks, which would lead them to choose the let me do the emotional grinder. Before that, I would have got permission to talk for 30 seconds. And before that, I would have done a pattern interrupt to make them listen to me.
Wow. Okay.
That's a structure. So if they can't do that, I know that they're talking BS when they say they like prospecting. Because if you ask a lawyer or you ask a surgeon, talk me through a trial, what does it look like? They could tell you. Yep. Could you do it backwards? Well, yeah, the jury goes out. So it is brutally horrible.
Yep.
People hate it. Most people can't do it. You're not going to automatically disqualify someone, but it just goes to see, do they actually prospect? Because if they can't explain to you what they do on each and every call, then you got a winger, you got a chancer, you got a bullshitter.
Yeah. I love it.
And I've seen people crumble. It's brutal.
Yeah, that's so great. Tell it to me backwards. That is just like the example of the alphabet. You know it.
Yeah.
To tell it backwards, you're going to have to think about it, but you know it. You'd be able to get it out.
You know it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I do it. And if they can't, it's like, so what have you been doing for the last 3 years if you tell me you've been prospecting every day? If you don't know what you're doing on a call, I can only assume you're phoning up and vomiting bollocks on people and hoping to get something out of it. Yeah.
Love it.
So try that, folks. You'll probably end up dismissing more people than you hire. But trust me, hiring a salesperson is an expensive business, and I think next to the hidden cost of sale, wrong hires is the second biggest cost to any business.
Yep.
It's a fortune. And because most candidates are not that good, after you've interviewed 8 really dull ones and one comes in and he just seems all right, those fateful words cross your lips. He seems okay. Why don't we, let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
Because you're just tired of the dross. One just slightly does it. That's where you make your biggest mistake.
Yep.
So be tough. Slow down to speed up when it comes to recruitment.
Love it. Benjamin, I knew it'd be great. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're not following Benjamin already, get on him. Amazing content, so funny and just so spot on. Benjamin, thanks for jumping on BS Radar.
Hey, you're welcome. Anytime.